Welcome to Purpose After Sports, where we interview athletes to share their post-sport journeys and explore how they are reinventing what it means to compete. Today, I am lucky enough to be joined by Kendall Kloza. She, I came across her story and I just knew we needed her on the podcast. Her story is just so real, and I felt like a lot of us could relate. She competed at a high level in soccer and is now stepping into a completely different space professionally, but she is still finding ways to challenge herself and stay close to that athlete side. So, there's a lot in her journey about growth and identity and what it actually looks like to move forward after sports. So, Kendall, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited to get into this too. Let's take our audience back. What kind of athlete were you growing up, and how did that show up in your day to day?
I was a psycho athlete. I was the kid that was outside playing soccer constantly, seeing how many juggles I could get. I was a 12-year-old yelling at all my teammates to try harder. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know, but I was pretty intense. From a young age, just came out, loved soccer. I think the first soccer ball I ever got, I slept with it in bed. Like I literally cuddled it. For the first few weeks, I would cry if training was ever canceled. And then that just continued into my career as a Division 1 soccer player. I think I
Yeah.
amped it up a few levels. When I got to playing in high school and college, I wanted to go out, win championships, get 1% better every day, and, yeah, it was hard to rip me off the field. I'll tell you that. Like, practices, everything, I loved it.
So, you also played other sports as well. What made you decide soccer is it?
I've always loved being an athlete. I loved to compete in whatever it was. Soccer was just the one thing I fell in love with,
Mm,
and I was really good at multiple sports, but for whatever reason, soccer being physical, like the mental side of it, I love that there weren't any plays. You could just go out and like read the game. It was very technical. So there was a competitor, raw, get after it, but then also an artistic, you know, side of soccer that I really enjoyed. And I loved that side of it. And so, yeah, I loved playing sports, but soccer just had my heart.
okay. So, talk to
Yeah.
me about getting into college, D1 athletics, everything you dreamed of. Were you prepared for that?
No. I think everybody like this is it's so real because everybody thinks they're ready to go to college. You're a senior in high school. You're the best one on your team. You're like, I signed, I'm good. And then you get
Yeah.
in as a freshman. It's like sitting the bench. Everybody was the
Yep.
best on their team, and now it's like, oh wow, I really have to come in and compete. It's a job. I'm not just given playing time because I'm good. Everybody's good. So I think freshman year was an adjustment for me. I first moved from Texas to Virginia, played in Virginia for a year, had an injury, and then ended up transferring back and finishing my career in San Antonio at UTSA. But yeah, I think it's a wake up call for a lot of freshmen to come in and you realize, oh, wow, like I have to really grind to set myself apart and to earn playing time. So, no, I wasn't ready. I got ready very quickly, though.
Yes, you had an incredible run at UTSA.
Yes.
Talk to me though. I saw the stitches broken note. What went down with that?
Yeah, so a part of my game, one of the areas I was best in was aerial battles. So getting up, heading the ball, all my goals were scored with my head, never my feet. And yeah, I just went up for a 50-50 air ball. I got the ball and she got my face. So I did have broken orbital bone, a broken nose, and then 22 stitches. So I was out for about 3 weeks and then I was like, all right, I'm over it. Let's go. Let's get back in. So I actually came back. Like as soon as my stitches fell out, I came back with still like a cracked face. I was like, yeah, I'm playing. It's fine.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. No, that would have been it
Yeah.
for me. I would have I would have
It
put
was
up the
pretty gnarly.
cleats.
It was pretty gnarly. I was like, at least it's cool. I mean, you can still kind of see it right there. They did a good job though.
No, I saw the picture on social media. I was like, uh no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Um, were there moments in your college career where you felt like things shifted for you either mentally or physically?
Couple of times. Yeah, I think both in a good way and in a bad way. I think at first, freshman, sophomore year, you're still trying to kind of get the style of play under your feet. You're away from home. You're living on your own. There's so many life changes that come at you at one time. So for me, I think that was a big wake up call. Like, okay, it's time to
Yeah.
grow up. It's time to really dial in on nutrition, on your fitness, extra trainings, like how to set yourself apart, how to learn to deal with other teammates that are older than you, younger than you, come from different places than you come from, and trying to navigate all of that. I think the biggest mentality switch that I had was from my sophomore year to my junior year. I was at UTSA and they were very big on team culture there. And I'll be honest, at first I was not on board. I was like, no, I can play and go party. I can do what I want and still show up and play. And I
Yeah.
learned very quickly that was not acceptable. And thank God for the captains we had, for the coach that I had to call me up on that. I should say it made me better and ultimately turned me into the player, person, captain, leader that, I was and still am now. So I think that was a big, it was hard during it, but I look back, I'm like, thank God that that happened. And I was able to be called up and learn from that for sure.
I love the way you rephrase that. Is that something that was big at your university, or you've just learned to? Because immediately call out, I can feel a little negative connotation, but call
Yeah.
up, you're like, okay, serving something bigger. Where did that come from?
So it definitely started at UTSA. It was from my coach, Derek Pittman. He always said, you can call somebody out, but calling them up is a better way to look at it. I think it changed the negative mindset of like, oh, they're calling me out. I don't like this. Now I have to be accountable to like, hey, I'm calling you out because I love you. And this is what's
Yeah.
best for you. And this is what's best for the team. So even today in my job, in relationships, it's always a call up moment, never a call out.
Ooh, I like that. I I
Yeah.
might I might have to take that
Take it, take
or
it.
borrow
No,
it.
it's so yeah, you can totally steal it. I don't care. You got it. It's awesome. I've loved looking at it that way for sure.
No, that's so true. So with some of those moments and learning moments in your college career, I like that you talked about maybe having a shift, because maybe in the past you could have been the best athlete and still maybe done some things that you wanted to, but to be a part of a team and be a part of something bigger, you had to take a step away from some of those things.
Mhm.
When you were kind of fighting those battles, what was going through your head of, um, I want to eventually make this change?
So, I think for me, I really was a team player, but I had this mentality like, okay, I can stay up late the night before, eat like crap, and still come and perform the next day.
Mm,
And so I think that was where my selfishness came into it. And I had to switch my mindset to be like, okay, look, like I am starting and playing 90 minutes. I am a leader, whether I see myself like that or not. Just because I'm able to do those things and show up and perform doesn't mean that everybody else can. And if they're looking to me for guidance as a leader and they start doing the things that I'm doing and following into the habits that I'm doing, and then they're not able to show up, that affects the whole team. And I think the main thing like that really pushed me over the edge was I made a bad choice. I decided to party after a game when we had a no drinking policy 48 hours before or after games.
mhm,
And I decided to go to a party. Upperclassmen caught us, the few of us that made that choice. And the guilt that I felt from letting my teammates down and
yeah,
knowing like, oh crap, this is so much bigger than myself. I've got to get it together, was I never went back after that. They came to us with sternness, but with love and like, hey, when you're seniors, you're going to want the underclassmen to play for you the same way that we're asking you to play for us.
yeah,
We have rules on this team for a reason. They're to protect you. They're to protect the team. Just follow them. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like that makes sense. But, it didn't click for me until that had to happen. And then I was like, all right, let's get it like locked in. And from then on, I did not drink. I did not party. I did not do anything. I was for the team. I was so locked in. way more than I ever was, and it elevated my game that much more. So, yeah, I think for me, I was just like, "Dang, I don't wanna let my teammates down ever again."
Yes, thank you for sharing that story because, I
Yeah.
mean, that is vulnerable and, makes you put at a different light, but with the way you came out of it because you could have gotten even more stuck in your ways and been like, "No, I don't like, why would I listen?" But you took that opportunity to grow and saw what could come from it. So that was
Mhm.
amazing. Wow.
Thank you. I have to learn the hard way, unfortunately, but I do learn. Yeah.
I relate to that too much
Yeah.
sometimes where I'm just like, if I would have just
I know, like, I coulda listened to this the first team meeting we had, but it took 3, so here we are.
everything's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were having some of those moments struggling mentally or physically during soccer, what is maybe something on the outside people couldn't really see or tell?
I That's such a good question. I think this is not talked about enough, but I was somebody who obviously competitive. I wanted to win. Um, I don't think that I was very results oriented though. Like I wanted to win, but I was very much a process person. Like I loved to train. I loved the grind.
Mm,
And so for me, what hit me more than the results was like if I had a bad training day or a bad day, at school or whatever in life, and you come to practice and it's like, gosh, like I have to like turn that all off and try to show up for my team right now. Um,
yeah.
it was those like little mental battles that were the day in, day out battles. And then I think that elevated when I became a captain and I had more of a leadership role. And it was like, okay, now I got to worry about my problems and everybody else's problems. I
Yeah.
have to be comfortable with being hard on my teammates, calling them up, but also knowing when to show love to them and when to get to know them and learn how they tick. And like that for me, it was not a burden. It was a responsibility that I took very seriously. And I don't think that my team and other people saw the impact that it had on me behind closed doors. Um,
Mm,
Trying to get that one person on board that you love and care about so much, but they're just not budging, or carrying the weight of a loss or a bad practice or bad leadership on my end and having to like really sit with that and be like, okay, extreme ownership. How could I have done better with my team today? And those battles were definitely the hardest ones when it involved maybe me messing up and it trickling down to the team for sure.
wow. No, I mean, I can relate and I know other athletes can as well. You it's that mentality a lot of times when you're an athlete, as soon as you step on the field, like, you put aside everything.
Hmm.
And realistically, that's not all the time the way that it works. Like, you're still thinking about maybe, like you said, a bad day, or maybe you had no sleep, or got a bad grade on a
Hmm.
test, or maybe you got in a fight with a friend or something. Like, there's some things you can't turn off. And then also, like you said, being a leader, in whatever way you
Yeah.
choose to be a leader, whether you're vocal or maybe one by action, that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure
Hmm.
to show up and be on all the time, whether people ask that of you or not. Sometimes it can
Yeah.
feel implied.
I know, yeah, for sure. I think that's the hardest thing as a leader is you might be going through whatever, but it doesn't matter when you're out. You can't show that. Like you have to be the
Yeah,
strong person because there's 10 other girls on the team going through, whatever they're going through and they're coming to you. So I think it was having to mask that and be strong for everybody around.
I like that take. So, talk to me about ways you were entering into life after sports and kind of transitioning. Um, Talk to me about maybe having to come with that reality. What was that like?
Man, okay. This was I have no shame in saying this and people think I'm crazy. The people that get it. I lost my mind. I was not prepared for life after sports. And like nobody tells you how hard it actually is. You're grieving the person you are, the team you had, the sport you had, the outlet you had, the structure you had, the support, like everything that you knew your entire life is just gone.
Yeah.
And for me, I had my whole identity wrapped up in Kendall the soccer player. That was what made me cool. That was what made me relevant. That's what my family talked about. I missed every event in my life, prom, dances, dating, whatever it was for soccer.
Yeah.
Um, when I was mad, I'd go kick a ball. When I was sad, I'd go kick a ball. Uh, I had my teammates there to lift me up. I had somebody telling me where to be every single second of the day. You know, we're busy as student athletes, but we don't have to think a lot about where we need to be. It's like you got
Yeah.
class, you got practice, you got lift, you got treatment. Like losing all of that hit me like a freight train. And I was not prepared in the slightest. So I came into real life like, oh my gosh, who am I? What am I supposed to do? Like, what's my purpose? And I turned to drinking and partying and traveling a lot and doing all the things that I thought I missed out on being an
Yeah.
athlete. Like, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm not an athlete anymore. I can go drink whatever I want. I can eat whatever I want. I don't have to work out anymore. And I just completely lost myself. So it was definitely difficult. I suffered a lot in silence. On the outside, it looks like I was having a great time and I was finally traveling. And when in reality, I would go home and I felt shameful and disgusting and sad and depressed and lonely and had no idea what I was supposed to be doing in this
Yeah.
life. So it was a very difficult transition for me. I'm almost, I think, 3 years out of it, 4 years out of it, almost 4 years out of it this fall. And I can finally say like I found my footing. But the first few years were definitely a struggle.
Kendall, I knew we needed you on. I
Yeah.
knew we needed you on. Like, you being willing to be that honest with our audience, because truthfully, it isn't like that for everyone, but
Mhm.
for people that it is, crazy. I love that you use that word because that's exactly how I felt insane. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this? Like,
Mhm.
I hated looking in the mirror. I couldn't recognize myself. I was trying anything and everything to get that feeling back, that excitement, that structure.
Mhm.
And you're just running to a lot of things, but also nothing at all. And it's like you are trying to figure out who you are. It's like the death of yourself, but you're still here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so you're trying to go and trying to make friends and nothing feels right anymore. So goodness gracious, like I'm sitting there and you're taking me back and I'm
Yeah.
even farther removed. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm
Yeah,
reliving
no. Yeah.
it.
Oh god, it was so rough. And I mean, I think it's important to talk about it too because I wish somebody would have told me
Yeah.
what they experienced. I wish I would have known how to handle it. I wish I would have been more prepared going into that
Yeah.
new season of life. Um, but I just didn't know what I was feeling. Like I was grieving.
Hmm.
Grieving. It was true grief, and I did not know what to do with myself, and I got through by myself, I really did. That's why I feel like it's so important to talk about it now. Because if I can help one person, like, make better habits and be more prepared going into this next season, then that's my goal, is just to help somebody else.
No, 100%. And I appreciate you talking about going through it alone because that's what it can be and what it feels like a lot of the time.
Mhm,
I mean, just in previously, you were talking about as a captain, you feel like you're taking on all those responsibilities by yourself. And then you bring that same mindset as life after sports of, oh, like no one's going to understand. I can't explain this. No one's going to care. I have to show up every day, whether
mhm.
that's in the workforce or, in everyday life. I, and mine too was no one would understand. I just could not try to explain to somebody that I was like, they're going to think I'm insane. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, no, no, no.
people
So I
do think
can't
I'm
I can't talk
insane.
about
Yeah, they're like, "Just join a league." I'm like, "You don't think I've tried to join leagues?" Like, it's more than just, like, not kicking the ball around with other humans that I
Yeah,
lost. Like,
yeah.
it's so much bigger than that. So, yeah, you get it. Thank you.
100%. And it's like, it's the weirdest thing I share about on social media too. It's like, it's still there. Your sport,
Yeah,
it doesn't just but it's never the same. And that's the
yeah.
weird thing too of like, oh yeah, you could still join a league or blah, 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 but it does not feel the same. Like it's not.
It's just
Oh,
not. Yeah,
no, absolutely
I feel
not.
that.
So, no, thanks for sharing that. So, talk to me about finding those new, because seeing in part of your journey that you've shared a little bit on social media, you've gotten into marathons and gotten into book clubs and things like that, when did you start to see, okay, I'm gonna put myself out there in different ways?
Um, I had to hit rock bottom to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, so just let me talk about that for a second because I was just horrible habits. Like I stopped working out. I was drinking all the time. And it finally got to a point where I was like, what am I doing? Like this is not me. This is out of character for me. And my character shouldn't change just because I don't have soccer anymore. So we have got to figure this out. And it
yeah,
got to a point where it was desperation and it was a cry for help. And it was like, okay, I'm surrendering. And I gave my life to Jesus. And that was my first step. I was like, I cannot do this alone. I feel alone in this world. I need something. And I
yeah,
had always been, a Christian, but never really devoted my life to God. And I remember I was crying in my shower and I finally had had enough. And I was just like, I need help. This is not
yeah,
okay. Gave my life to Christ. And that's when I started just taking daily actions to better myself. It was, all right, we're going to get in the word every single day. Um, And I remember I blew my life up and it was all for good. I was supposed to be moving in to an apartment in Midland, Texas with a guy
mhm,
in 2 weeks, a guy that I knew was not my future.
mm,
And we had signed the lease. I like dropped that, like broke up with him, didn't end up moving, randomly took a promotion for my job, jumped ship and moved to San Angelo, Texas, like completely uplifted my life.
yeah.
Decided I was never going to drink again. I am almost a year sober, June 6th.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I made the choice with my faith to start the journey to healing.
Yeah.
And from then on, it was daily devotional. Let's eat healthy again. Let's get back in the gym. And that's where I found running. I didn't join a
Mm.
run club. I didn't do any of that. Which probably would have been better because running is so hard. I
Yes.
actually don't like running. But I do it because it's good for you.
Yeah,
Got into running, so I was like, "I'm just gonna run every single day," and then I was like, "You know what? Goals. Goals are good to have. Let's set a goal. Let's run a half marathon." So, between showing up at church, reading the Bible, started getting back into running, I'm eating healthier, I was like, "You know what? Let's put ourselves out there." And I
yeah,
decided that I was just gonna go join a gym in San Angelo. It's a little small town in West Texas, and I didn't know a single soul. I literally did not know anybody. I was like, Lord, take me. Just, I'm going to look up the first gym I see. I'm going to that CrossFit gym and I'm just going to get a workout in. The
yeah,
second I walked in, girl my age, Lizzie walks up. She's like, hey, I'm Lizzie. Are you new here? Found my first friend. And since then, she took me to Bible study with her. And I now have like a great community here. They invited me to softball league. They invited me to Bible study. They invited me to book club. I was like, yes. I just said yes to everything. I was like, yep,
yes,
I'm going to book club. Let's read books now. I'm going to slow pitch softball on Tuesday nights. Like never in a million years. I used to make fun of the old people doing slow pitch, but now I have something else. So I just started finding joy in other things. And I think it was really good for me to actually kind of take a break from soccer.
mm,
It felt like I went through that bad breakup and like we couldn't be friends yet, like we
yeah,
had to have our
yeah,
space. So it was good to get outside of that world and try new things and realize like, oh my gosh, like I have a love for other things besides soccer. And I can
yeah,
accept that I'm never gonna find that same high again. And I think for
mm,
me, that was like the big turning point of like, I had my time. I've accepted I probably will not find that same feeling again. But look at the world of other things that I can fall in love with. All these other friends that I've found that have nothing to do with soccer, but we have things in common, like our faith. And
yeah,
I enjoy reading books and they go on runs with me. And there's just so many other outlets that have filled my cup now. Um, and it's almost better. It's almost better. It's more fulfilling. It's joyful. It's not the pressure anymore. Like it's just pure love and joy. And I'm able to have goals outside of that. And it's been amazing. So yeah.
Well, there's so
Yeah.
many parts of that to dissect because, first of all, the saying yes to everything, if we could just fit your episode into that, like that is such a powerful message. And thank you for sharing your story about, refinding Christ and what that means to you in your life right now because it it can lead you in different directions.
Mhm.
Like you said, that you had no idea that that
Yeah.
was where your life was going to go. And imagine you not hitting that rock bottom, not having the session crying in the shower and just like, hey, I want to make a change in my life and saying yes to things and finding that you might like to read a book or things like that.
Yeah.
So, goodness gracious, Kendall,
Yeah.
I love this. Our audience needs to hear this too because, like, if you get stuck in the I'm never going to find something similar to your sport, we're just going to keep that, cycle. And you're
Yeah.
just going to keep feeling that what was me. But if you look at it as that was a beautiful part of my story, what can I continue to add on to it? That's when life becomes a lot more exciting and you start accepting things. So,
Yeah.
no, I think
Definitely.
you're living it. You're living it.
Trying to. We got lots of room for growth, but trying to. It's definitely better.
No,
Definitely better.
I love the former athletes that have gotten into the running and the half marathons. It's not a stage,
Oh, I have so
but
much
I love
respect
it.
for true runners. Y'all are amazing. Running, they're like, but you played soccer, you ran so much. Yeah, I was chasing a ball and other people. It's different. Just running by yourself with your thoughts for that long is insane. Like such character development. Yeah.
That's the part where I'm like,
My
"Oh,
gosh.
no. Can't do
Oh,
it, can't do
oh
it."
yeah. It was rough.
Yeah. Basketball was, like, short spurts up and down, like, nothing like that,
Yeah.
so, mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you are experiencing things now, do you feel like you are chasing something familiar or you're creating something new? Or maybe a little bit of both?
Oh, I love it. A little bit of both, I think. Um, I don't think I'm chasing something familiar. I think what's familiar to me is the attributes that I took from soccer. So I'm using those traits, the grind, the grittiness, the discipline, the competitiveness, all those things that I learned in soccer, I now take to create new avenues for myself. So I think it's a little bit of both, but I think if you continuing to chase that same feeling is what got me down a dark path to begin with.
Yeah.
Um, so I think just finding new avenues to now give back and create different goals for me and still just accepting like, hey, this is an experience that I had. What's the good that I can take from it? And how can I give back and then create new goals for myself that keep me moving forward? Because if you're not moving forward, you're just going back. You're not staying still. Like I think there's this thing like, well, you're just in one place. No, you're not. You're going backwards if you're not moving forwards. So we got to move on. Like that chapter's closed. It was an amazing, beautiful chapter of my life. I'm grateful for it, but how can I now create a new life for myself is definitely my mindset moving forward.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have talked a little bit about the things that you have found outside of sports. Let's talk about career-wise.
Mhm.
Uh, are you still in the position with sales?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about that, but also you're into mentoring and giving back to the athlete world. So let me know how those worlds are crossing, finding that passion in both things.
Yeah. So I think for me, I love people. I love connections. I love kids. I coached with kids for a long time, still do. I even babysit every chance I can get. And now all my friends are having babies and it's great. But I think for me, like my job, so I'm medical device sales, and a lot of what I do is connecting with people. It's a lot of trainings, it's a lot of education. I get to talk to physicians. I get to advocate for higher quality patient care,
Mm,
which is amazing. It also helps like the business side of it. It is competitive. I do have a sales number I have to hit. We are stacked ranked within our company, so I kind of get um, that itch scratched a little bit there. But
yeah.
it's been cool to take again what I've learned from soccer and put it into my career. Um, I think a lot of people, my personal opinion, where a lot of athletes, it's just humans in general, we take our identity and we put it into something,
Mm,
whether it's a sport, a career, kids, a relationship. And that is something I'm very careful of not doing now.
yes.
My career is my career, is not who I am. And I had to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, these results aren't going to define me. Uh, Doing this isn't going to define me. And I needed to kind of think like, okay, what am I passionate about? And that's where Faith Fit and my account was created was, hey, like I have a passion for sports. I have a passion for athletes. And I want to talk about my faith and how my faith got me out of this dark time. And that's kind of where the mentoring came in. So I'm actually in the process of creating a 90-day program where for athletes who are in transition seasons
Yeah.
and specifically for the athlete, like, hey, how can we strip our identity of the sport and get into what makes you you? What makes Kendall Kendall? What makes Mickey Mickey? And use that to move forward and create something in our lives that is purposeful and just an avenue so that they don't have to go through it alone. Like I am basically giving back to athletes that what I would have wanted in that season. So um the career is separate from that. I would love to make the mentoring my full-time career and something
Yeah.
that I do, but right now it's just something that I'm trying to build and kind of see where it goes. I don't know.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
love that with your career too, finding something that's that balance, because it can be hard
Mhm.
to not dive 100% into something and then that slowly becomes everything that you are again.
Yeah.
And so diving into that topic as well, because stepping into that career world, I started in a totally different field, and it
Mhm.
was anytime there was a competition, I was, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, this is my, but it's like, you girl, calm down. We
Calm
don't,
down.
we
It
gotta
is
breathe.
okay.
Like, but,
Yeah.
but I do enjoy you sharing that little bit of knowledge too of just whatever you decide to do after, whether it's a hobby or your career or things like that. It's not everything that defines you. You're so much
Mhm.
more than that whatever you're going for. So
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
dropping wisdom on our athletes. Okay, I love this. Um, okay, so if you look at your life now, do you
Mhm.
feel like you have fully let go of that athlete identity, or does it still show up in different ways?
I think we'll always be athletes. I don't think that it's my identity anymore, you know? Um,
Mm,
my I will always love the game of soccer. I will always support it. I'll always try to give back. My little sister, shout out to her. She actually is playing at UTSA, playing my old position, wearing my same jersey number, won that championship the same way I did, has all the same accolades. She's the captain, like she's living my old life. And
yeah,
to be able to see her like step into that role, it is so amazing. Like we always said, leave your jersey in a better place. And the fact that my sister came in and got to wear my jersey, I was like, that's cool. Like, what a full circle
yes,
moment. So I'm always going to be an athlete, but it's something that I do. It's something that I did. It's not who I am anymore. My identity is in Christ and Christ alone. Um, I'm a daughter of God first, period. And my purpose is ha- serving other people, showing up, finding joy, spreading love, changing lives, talking about my testimony, and that's it. Everything else is just a bonus. And it's just another avenue and opportunity for me to share my testimony and to try to bring people to Jesus. You know, am I still gritty? Am I still stubborn? Am I still, competitive? Do I still, kill myself every workout? Absolutely. But it's not who I am anymore. It's just something that I do.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I love that. Okay, so before we get into our little fast break segment, I want you to think of something uh, that you could leave our former or current athletes with, a piece of advice that you wish you knew or could tell little you in that athlete state.
What would I tell little me? First, I'd give her a hug. uh,
Stop.
I would give her a hug and I would say, um, gosh, I feel like I've said it a ton, but your sport is not who you are. It's something that you do. Find things that you love now outside of your sport that you can bring with you into the next chapter. I would say that. Like, start creating goals for yourself outside of your sport and have something to look forward to when it's over. Cause I didn't. I was just in it. And then once it was done, I had nothing planned. So plan for your future, get excited about other things, try new things, and know that you are an athlete, but you are so much more than that. And the best is yet to come. Life is so much more than your sport, and there's so much to look forward to.
The best is yet to come. Mic
Yeah.
drop. I love
Yeah.
it. Okay, so our last thing we have for you, Kendall, is our fast break segment. So you just answer the first thing that comes to your mind. They're
Oh, God.
quick questions.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I feel like everyone reacts the same way to this.
It's like,
All right, so morning or night person now?
I'm still a night person, but I do get up early in the mornings because I have to. Night out.
Respect. Something you learned about yourself outside of sport.
I like to read.
Mm,
I love to
okay,
read, actually. I don't know if that I like to read.
that's a good one. Harder soccer conditioning or half marathon training?
Half marathon. Oh my God. Full marathon. Harder. Way harder.
One habit that keeps you grounded.
Daily devotional. Morning, daily devotional. Non-negotiable.
Something you're currently working on.
My 90-day program for athletes.
Absolutely. And what is one word to describe this phase of your life?
Mm, growth. I think just growth and healing for sure. This is a growing stage, a pruning stage, if you will. Feel like God's just like, let's just take every negative part of you and get rid of it by all these trials and tribulations. And I'm like, all right, let's get it. So yeah, growth.
That is so awesome. Kendall, we are coming to a close. Is there anything you would like to leave our audience with? Anything we haven't covered?
Jesus loves you. And I sound like a Jesus freak and I don't care, but find your identity in Christ and all will take care of itself. He's got you. If that's the one thing I could say, that's what I'm going to say.
No, thank you so much for being on. And I appreciate you being open about your experience. I think a lot of people are going to hear this and relate
Mhm.
and resonate with your story. So thank you so
I
much.
hope so. Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Of course. If you like this episode, make sure that you share, turn on those notifications. We will be back.